Very cool, very cool. Don't be a stranger. Obviously, I will not be. Okay. Right, so that's what we would need more iron for. Okay. All that stuff we need more iron for if we want any of these defenses up. But we also have, that might have been because we already have the thing, yeah. Okay, so you require timber and stone for any of these things. Weapon damage? I actually feel maybe the defense would be better. Yeah, they all do the same thing. So I think physical defense, magic defense. I could see Benedict being a pretty good magic defense person. Maybe. I'll do physical defense first. I think that we'll probably end up encountering more people that use physical attacks. But we'll see about that. So now we would need more materials than what we have. Oh, it seems like whatever we would have the ability to level up are lit up. On the top row, there's ones that are lit up, and then there's ones that are grayed out. And the ones that are grayed out, we don't have material. So though if we just go buy a stone, we could do that. I definitely think Frederica needs more weapon damage. I feel like her attacks are a little underwhelming in damage. So we'll do that. If I could buy one stone... Oh no, if I buy a stone, then I won't have enough of the currency. Okay. So Anna... Weapon damage, speed. You already have pretty good speed. You have decent HP. Maybe the accuracy? I do feel like she's missed a couple attacks with like the poison. I'll do that. That's probably going to take away our ability to upgrade anybody else. Yes. That's fine. Was there a place to do business that wasn't that we were able to use the kudos for? It was here. Oh, there's more stuff. Oh, we can learn about the Saltiron War. I want to buy like all the notes that I can. Absolutely. It seems like they're gonna add more. Did not I didn't really think about that. There, we'll do that. Exchange all that. These are 50. Are any of these worth getting? Right, move an ally. Turn to directly after your own. Cover an ally's HP by 50%, heal their status ailments, and restore their lower stats to normal. Grant the currently acting unit a guaranteed critical hit. I mean, that could be good. Alright, because I haven't... yeah, we'd be able to use this maybe twice in battle, potentially. I think... Oh, in tandem also. Actually, I think in tandem sounds better for, like, strategy aspect of being able to double up. I think I want this. I want to try and do this, and then, maybe we can start learning these... Or learning how to use these QP thingies. Till next time? Alright. Alright. What was this over here? Are you just, like, the normal, Oh, no, you're Quarantin. What are you doing over here? Student of ice magic, particularly the fascinating crystalline structures of ice itself. You see as the surface melts, quasi-liquid layer forms, and... Forgive me, my lord, I find magic to be a fascinating topic of conversation. Though I am but a scholar, I swear to you I will provide that ice magic has its place on the battlefield. Alright, so you just kind of talk. So I don't have anybody else that offers me anything. Yeah, you were... Oh, okay, wait. There it is. I was like, there should be somebody else here, right? There we go. Here's a merchant. Oh, we have 7 HP recovery pellets? Alright, we probably don't need to buy any more then. Alright, and they're sold out of this stuff, so we actually can't buy more of the materials. If I wanted to, I would have to get them somewhere else. Which is fine. I guess we will leave the encampment for now. We'll read, like, 1 or 2 of the notes, I guess. It's a lot of reading. I don't want to do all of it right away, so let's read about the secret tactics, because, I feel like this is going to help us with the gameplay and whatnot. Freely, okay. Main force and utilize, okay. Secret tactics, Scroll of Earth. Archers and arcanists attack from afar. Their objective is to wear down the enemy from a distance before the infantry moves into strike. This strategy is the best at mitigating casualties. Unfortunately, arcanists tend to move slowly and have difficulty casting spells in succession. This has led many a commander to instruct infantry to move in first and weaken the enemy so that archers and arcanists may then deal the felling blow. This tactic, however, incurs great damages to the front lines. It is advised that commanders allow archers and arcanists to prepare before sending out the vanguard. Okay, advancing is not the same as attacking. Patience can be a key to victory. One must also be aware of the position of their archers. Arrows are easy to avoid if shot from the front. Loosing them from higher elevation increases the range and impact. Okay. The opposite is true of lower elevations. An archer's position greatly affects the power of one's forces. A diagonal shot is more likely to strike true. He who has the high ground has the advantage. Okay, good to know. We're learning about how to best position our archers, which right now is just Huette. And she can get to some pretty high places with, like, her bird. The things that she flies on, I don't actually know what it is. Furthermore, magic spells are each tied to an element, and their power varies by opponent. Choose which spell to cast carefully. Magic stones, each imbued with an element, have the same effect as spells with these in hand. Any soldier can play the role of an arcanist. Use them well to reduce the burden on your spellcasters and diversify your tactics. Very cool, very cool. Alright, so we learned about that one. Oops. What is the Scroll of Man? Shield bearers and healers are key elements to a solid defense, but are unexpectedly difficult to use. Many commanders have failed to leverage them wisely on the field of battle. Shield bearers excel in defense and are generally placed near the main force or its leaders to prevent sieges and flank attacks. Many of these units can push back enemies with their shields, which is particularly useful when facing stronger foes. Shield bearers are an essential unit to have when up against a rivaling general. Relentless attacks have cost me victory, but solid defenses never have. Only a fool attacks first and protects themselves later. A good defense must come before a good offense. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Healers are units that can cure their injured allies. Most commanders therefore wish to keep them at the rear of the main force, but enemy attacks can usually reach anywhere healing magic can. In general, healers should be made to wait at the rear and advance only when necessary. Once their job is done, they should make a quick retreat. Though this sounds cumbersome, healers are responsible for keeping their fellow soldiers alive and are especially vulnerable to enemy attacks. Commanders must therefore pay close attention to their movements, for if they fall, the entire army is likely to follow suit. Hastiness avails no one on the battlefield in victory. Caution is king. Alright, so yeah, just some nice little strategies of how to use healers, shield bearers, arcanists, things like that. So, alright. We'll read some more of the notes later. I want to make a little bit more progress before we do more reading. I want to, like, diversify the content between going between battles, going between cutscenes, going between note reading and battles. So I just like kind of varying it up.
The dress measurements are finished at last. I applaud your patience.
All right, now how long does it take to actually make the dress?
Is it exactly as you hoped?
It is indeed. I can hardly wait to see it finished.
I am glad to hear it.
Hello.
There you are. Prince Roland. And Huette besides. What brings you here?
We were looking for you.
We inquired around Castle Wolfort and heard you all had come here.
Has something happened?
Father has asked me to keep watch over the mines. Won't you join me?
You scarcely need ask. Of course.
Oh, wait, I can immediately see how conflict is happening. If we're going to the mines and there's, like, a secret there worth protecting, oh, we might be getting into, like, immediate combat with, like, Esfrost, which is... Oh, no, that's, like, not good. We're supposed to have good relationships with them.
Seeing as you will be overseeing the mining operations.
And we can present Dragan with the gifts we procured abroad.
A fine opportunity to get to know the man better. He is quite talented, is he not?
He is a man with grand visions for the future. That much is certain. I shall tell you more of him along the way.
Oh boy.
Let's waste not one moment more. To the mines.
This is not going to end well.
I'll have the dress ready in time for the ceremony, my lord.
You have my thanks, Jerome.
Alright, so that one was short but sweet. And oof. I don't think this is going to end well.
Serenoa and Frederica journey to the Rosellan village so she may be fitted for her wedding gown. The young lord gains an unexpected moment of quietude while he waits.
Okay.
However, Roland soon arrives with orders from King Regna to inspect the Grand Norzellian mines, where Dragan has made great progress.
This is weird. I would expect this kind of doing the recap thing that usually they do when after you, like, finish a chapter or start a new chapter or something. But that was a recap of what just happened. Maybe they just have to recap it because it's very important to the story. Who knows? All right. Well, it doesn't immediately say combat, so I'm very curious. I need to know what's going to happen here. This game does a good job of warning you of combat beforehand, so let's see how this goes.
How will Gustadolf respond to my offer? I should think there's but one logical answer. And should he refuse for some reason, I will need Father's aid. I must apprise him of the situation.
Lord Dragan, Prince Roland is here from the Crown City.
Oh, I wonder what actually might take Dragan's side, because Dragan might... I think his life is at risk right now. I think they're going to try and dispose of him and take the treasure for themselves, Gustadolf and whatchamacallit. Yeah, so we might be here just kind of hanging out, and then some sort of Esfrost army is going to be there, and we might have to fight against Esfrost army. Or some sort of forces.
Prince Roland and my friends of House Wolfort.
Are you excited to see us?
To what do I owe the honor?
Apologies for the sudden nature of our visit, Dragan. I have come on Father's orders to offer our sincere gratitude, as well as to observe the mining operation.
Splendid! The miners will no doubt be heartened by your highness's presence.
All right, hopefully whatever they found, he was able to like hide it, because I'm sure he does not want to share that with Roland right now.
Does the mining continue apace?
Indeed it does. There are no problems to report. And what of your trip abroad, Lord Serenoa?
It was most enlightening indeed.
Yep.
We even brought something for you. I do hope it's to your liking.
A portrait of the goddess herself, drawn with... Is this dyed salt?
That sounds expensive and fancy.
It is. I understand they're used as talismans in Highsand.
This gift would fetch unfathomable value in the duchy. I cannot thank you enough.
It is enough to see you happy.
I am glad our deliberations were not in vain.
Dragan, I believe it was you who said the future is in the hands of the ardent youth. We are of like mind. Let us shape the future together.
Awkward.
Indeed. That future is close at hand. I suspect we will reach across the border and ask for your cooperation in due course.
And I shall gladly assent.
Yes, we eagerly await your offer. Now then, I was thinking I might examine the quarry.
Dragan's not gonna like that.
Wait, your highness! One of the tunnels caved in but a few days ago. I would advise against entering just now.
But I thought there were no problems.
Did you not assure us moments ago that the mining continues apace?
Oh, good on Roland for calling it out.
The miners are working to repair the damage as we speak. It is simply too soon to allow you inside.
Suspicious.
Was it caused by a blast?
It was, in fact. We were perhaps a bit overzealous in attempting to remove some of the bedrock.
I had no idea your explosives were so powerful. How do you make them anyway?
I would love to tell you, your highness, but I'm afraid we must keep some of our secrets.
Yeah. Oh, you're keeping secrets, all right.
What I can say is that salt is a vital ingredient.
Surely you jest.
I thought you'd be surprised. I could scarcely believe it myself at first. A gargantuan tome in the archives opened my eyes to the many uses for salt, beyond seasoning our daily dishes.
Yeah, it sounds like salt is very important.
And now I pass what I've learned to you, Lord Serenoa, as a token of my gratitude for your visit.
All right. Well, with this.
Power of salt.
'Tis a compendium of my research on the uses of salt. I encourage you to peruse it at your leisure.
I most certainly shall. 'Tis a most valuable gift.
Fascinating indeed. I too would like to read it when you are through, my lord.
I look forward to hearing your impressions.
At any rate, I see the sun hangs low. Shall we save a tour of the mine for the morrow?
Oh, Dragan was able to get away with it this time.
Yes, perhaps that would be best.
But what's he gonna do when... I don't think Gustadolf is coming, but Talus or whatever. When Talus shows up, I wonder what Dragan's gonna try and do then.
Yes, of course. I shall prepare entertainment and lodgings for your party at once.
Oh boy. Things are going to get interesting. All right, so we can actually read the Power Salt. Very cool, very cool. I actually feel like before any real conflict happens, I should do that reading up of the history of the Saltiron War. The mines appear to be operating apace. Perhaps I'll survey the operation more closely until my bedding is ready. All right, we will. But yeah, I feel like this might be very important just to know. I want to read about the Saltiron War. And actually, because it doesn't say no, I should go up and read the Power of Salt as well. All right, let's read about the Saltiron War and do some learning. The Saltiron War, one of the fiercest wars raged in the realm of Norzelia, can be roughly divided into 3 periods. Before its onset, the Grand Duchy of Esfrost secretly contacted the Kingdom of Glenbrook and asked for an alliance to break Hyzant's monopoly over salt. Glenbrook agreed. Okay. In exchange for the logistical support and permission to march through the kingdom, Glenbrook asked Esfrost for joint governance of the source. Okay. On the day the war began, the Duchy's troops proceeded through Glenbrook and declared war on Hyzant as they rushed the Holy State's capital. Okay. Hyzant barely had time to close its gates, and the goddess's shield protected them from the onslaught, but their forces were unprepared, leaving them no choice but to take the defensive against Esfrost's iron might. In hopes of turning their position around, the Hierophant sought the aid of a clan that made their home in the northeastern region of modern-day Glenbrook. They called themselves House Wolfort. Okay. Simone, lord of their house, heard the Hierophant's plea and made way for the Holy State with a small but elite force of warriors. Their bold attack broke through the Duchy's encirclement and forced them to retreat to the border. This effectively destroyed Esfrost's hopes of an early resolution. Now, wait a minute. Okay. So Glenbrook and Esfrost were on good terms or whatever. They both attacked Hyzant, but House Wolfort actually was approached by somebody from Hyzant to help them out. So Wolfort was actually against Esfrost in this conflict here. Okay. The exploits of Simone Wolfort changed history. From that point forth, the Wolforts, which had been no more than a small clan in the area, became key in altering the course of the war. All right, so they weren't really a big deal before then, but they are now. Okay, interesting. All right, let's go on to part 2. The fighting came to a standstill with Esfrost and Glenbrook on one side, and Hyzant and Wolfort on the other. The war affected not only those on the battlefield, but all across Norzelia. Before long, the salt reserves that the Duchy had amassed in anticipation of the war began to dwindle, and they realized they would not last much longer. And Hyzant the Hierophant succumbed to illness. The Saintly Seven quarreled over who would succeed the Holy One, and the city descended into chaos. It is rumored that during the turmoil, the Roselle revolted and fled the source. Nothing was made official, but the rumor was likely true given the subsequent state of the city and the army's struggles. Okay. Despite the growing fatigue of both parties, all nations involved were reluctant to retreat out of fear of public backlash, so the war dragged on. Battles, small and large, were waged. The fight at the renowned Citadel of the Sands among them. Details of the damages are still unknown to this day. The people and soldiers of all nations suffered greatly over the 30 years that came to be known as the Saltiron War. Okay, so it lasted 30 years. I think there was a time where I thought, I was like, oh, this war was like 30 years ago, but I think this is a lot more recent than that. But the war lasted for 30 years. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's read about the power of salt. Oh my gosh, there's so many pages. Salt is food stuff necessary for human survival, but that isn't all it is. It has myriad applications beyond the kitchen, and contains within it the power to change the world as we know it. In this book, I, Dragan Asfrost, have recorded the results of my research in the Grand Duchy's archives, the culmination of everything I learned, poring over ancient texts from all across Norzelia. For example, salting food is an excellent method of preservation, but doing so on a large scale is untenable due to the mineral's costly nature. If we could preserve large stores of food, it would be easier for people to travel over longer distances, or help us trade goods and supplies in even greater quantities. It could even become possible to explore the hitherto unplumbable depths of the Hyzanthian desert, or to sail beyond the Great Falls in the south. Even more indispensable are salt's medicinal benefits. My predecessors used what limited salt they have to conduct various experiments. Though salt's scarcity makes it nigh impossible to put their findings into actual practice, they have shown that salt can be applied to great effect in developing medicine, producing materials such as leather or glass, and animal husbandry. The research even suggests salt can be made into a volatile blasting agent. Okay. I expect even further possibilities will be discovered as the research progresses, though whether research can progress remains to be seen with the source under Hyzant's tight fisted control. We must not abandon hope for the better Norzelia assault could help us realize. Someone must clear the way forward, else this new era of prosperity will die before it is ever born. What I am attempting to create will be vital to this effort. The potential of Salt is the potential of Norzelia's future, and that of all of us who dwell within this great realm. I dedicate this book to all those who, like me, are striving for a new era. May it help guide us to a brighter future. So it seems like he has plans to take control of the Salt in some way. I don't really know how. But yeah, I think he's already got some plans to do something about Hyzan's control of the Salt here. Alright, since we're already here and we're already reading, let's just see this. Alright, it's just one page. A cursed cask. Have you heard the rumor of the moving cask? It is said that a mysterious apparition has been seen wandering around Hyzan lately. According to one theory, the lingering hatred of someone who drowned their sorrows in wine gathered within the cask and caused it to move, gaining it the name of the cursed cask. They say that the lonely apparition beckons others to the same fate, calling out these words: welcome and welcome and welcome and welcome and... Okay. I don't know what that means or when we're going to encounter that, but sure, a cursed cask. Try saying that 5 times fast. It will not work. Hello, miners. I expected Prince Roland and the... you're just a soldier. Lord of House Wolford himself will grace us with their presence. It's truly an honor. I thank you for making the journey. Alright. What about you? What you gotta say? Must have been a hard journey to get here. The roads to the mine aren't exactly well worn. Okay. Watch your step as you return home, Lord. No problem, I will. What do you gotta say? Despite the explosives collapsing one of the tunnels, mining appears to be on schedule. Running a mine, let alone one owned by 3 nations, is no easy task. The lack of unrest is a credit to Lord Dragan's leadership. Oh, there's gonna be some unrest, alright. To that end, indulge me with a hypothetical. Suppose you led this operation and an incident occurred. How would you respond? I mean, what kind of incident? Alright, let's see. Seeing as it is a joint accord, I would resolve the matter peaceably with Hyzan and Esfrot's involvement. I would hear of the problem firsthand from the miners themselves. Issuing orders blindly from above leads to chaos. I would order an investigation into the cause and find the party or parties responsible. There must be no cause for bad blood between our nations. I would lean towards this one just because it's like, well, what is the incident? What do the people that were there say about it? And then make an informed decision from there. I think this one also makes sense. This first one doesn't really do anything for me. I'll say that one. Meet the problem where it lives and deal with it directly. You have a good head on your shoulders and an admirable desire to lead. However, you do not operate in isolation. Hyzan and Esfrost will see it as their duty to participate in the mediation process. So it will be up to us to definitely navigate those waters. I shall bear that in mind. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I was like, we'll see what sort of incident. I think it would be sort of, depending on what the incident is, depends on effects, like what we would do about it, per se. Can we, like, get down there? Is that, like, a thing we can do? Oh, I think that's from the beginning. Examine. A mining schedule. Alright, we'll read that later. I understand a few fights broke out between the miners of Esfrot and Glenbrook at first, but such is bound to happen when 2 nations come together. Thankfully, they've learned to communicate. Now everything is progressing apace. Nice. And I got some stone. Nice, nice, nice. I thought I saw a little glint. Actually, I feel like I want to just walk around and just, like, spam A and then hopefully pick up stuff. Myself is larger than I imagined. I believe my hawk could fly cleanly through his tunnels. Okay. Hello? Only miners past this point, sir. We're clearing rubble from a collapsed tunnel. The rest of it may be unstable as a result. We cannot risk letting anyone through. I understand, and I understand that you're definitely not hiding anything back there, and you're being very legitimate with me. A Vanguard scarf? What do you do with that? Okay. Is there like an inventory thing I can look at? It's something that I can put on. Guarantees first action at the start of battle? Right, I need to, like, I should probably, like, try and equip these things. Yeah, I should, like, be equipping these things. Is there something that determines, how quickly you go in battle? I feel like Roland generally goes first. Like, I don't know, is that, like, speed? Is that jump? I have no idea. Times deploy, okay. I have no idea. I don't know, who would I want to guarantee first in battle? Benedict has some good setup. Frederica has some good, like, magic stuff. First in battle? I'm gonna give it to Benedict just because he has a lot of, like, improved, like, ally thingies. Like, he, you know, has a lot of, increased strength, increased whatever, and I think having that as, like, a turn 1 thing is pretty good. Alright, I'm just gonna give the HP ring to whoever has the least amount of HP. Which is... congratulations... Quarantine, I guess, yeah. Have some more HP. Alright, I should have done that before and I forgot to. Alright, we'll read this note. What is this mining schedule about? Day of month, year, whatever. Geological survey complete. High likelihood, good quality iron ore is present. Though buried deep under hard bedrock, mining it should be possible with explosives. Start of trial dig. Trial dig with explosives successful. Discovered vein of iron ore. Start of mine shaft construction. Start of iron ore excavation. Grand Nosalian Mines commemoration ceremony. Encounter bedrock harder than anticipated. Use explosive blast their way through. Alright, cool. pretty standard stuff. Let's run back. I do like how much we can zoom. The future is what we make of it, Lord Sereno. May the partnership with your house prove long and fruitful. I see it, the mines are merely the beginning. We have much work to do, and I pray I can count on your assistance going forward. Cool. Can I navigate around? Have I talked to you? I've been teaching the others what I gleaned from all the reading I did in the archives. We'll master the S. Frosty techniques, my lord. There's no shortage of practice down in the mines. Very cool. Oh, 450. Nice. Well, what do you have going on down here? We're paid for the iron we mine, so I better break off a big chunk of ore, or better yet, find a rich vein. Nice. I believe in you. You can do it. Dude, I'm so bad at navigating around this place. Here we go. There, and I think we've basically talked to everybody. Have I talked to you? Mr. Svarog is a capable man of the Archduke himself. By all rights, he should be the nation's prime minister, and yet he's performing glorified border duty in the middle of nowhere. I can't imagine he's happy about it. Svarog, that's Frederica's uncle. Okay. If Minister Svarog is indeed as capable as his miner would have me believe, how did he end up steward of Twinsgate? Interesting. Alright, so I learned something. Hooray! I learned something by going around talking to people. Ooh, a large recovery pellet. Nice. We send the iron we mine here to the consortium. Don't want to account for it all as they do with salt and all else. Mine here is under the jurisdiction of Claris. Never met a thing he couldn't sell that one. Claris name sounds familiar. I don't remember what Claris's responsibilities are. I was right to come with you. I do believe we succeeded in lowering Dragan's guard. We'll see about that. And did you have anything to say, Frederica? Gladdens me to see a healthy contingent of miners from the duchy alongside your brethren from Glenbrook. Alright, cool. I think... here, fine, I'll talk to them. Frost is hard at work building a rail car that will transport the ore from the mines. Can you imagine how much more efficient that will make the process? And what do you got? Come to deliver lunch to my husband and his fellow miners. Oh, you're not who I thought you were. They eat like horses and yet I still managed to make too much. Nice. You can give me some of that extra food. I'll take it. Everything appears in order as expected. Perhaps my bedding is ready by now. Alright, yeah, we're gonna end off the exploration here. Very cool. Alright, so it seems like next would be some combat. Interesting. And there's no side stuff? Alright. I'm in a little bit of a pickle. I might actually end off here because I think even basic combat runs me about 30 minutes and I need to be wrapping up within 45 minutes, worst case scenario. So if this is difficult or time consuming in any way, I will end up going over. So I think I'm actually going to wrap up here. So on the next time we are going to do this, because I think there needs to be a setup as to like what the combat is even about, and then we have to have the combat, and then however that affects the story, because I think things are going to start getting a little crazy from here. So I'm going to end off. This is my second session of playing. For everybody watching on YouTube, let me know if you're enjoying this, because I am getting into this a lot more than I thought I would. I knew that I would like this game, but I'm getting a lot more drawn into the story than expected, and I am very excited to see what happens. So let me know if you're enjoying this, and hopefully you check out more if you want to see me stream this live. I do play this on Twitch, and I will be playing the whole thing on Twitch. I don't know what days, as I start my new job, things are going to be all over the place, but I will stream this when I can. So that's about everything I have. feel free to do all the like and subscribe stuff, and I will see you all next time. Till then, peace out.